There is a simple myth spreading across the world of defense. It says that attack helicopters are relics of a past age. They are too slow, too vulnerable, and too expensive for today's battlefields. They are seen as flying dinosaurs, waiting for the next missile to make them extinct. The reality, however, is far more complex and interesting. The truth is that these powerful machines still play a vital role in many conflicts. They are adapting to new dangers. They are not obsolete, but their purpose is evolving in the face of modern threats. This essay will explore this 10-minute truth, separating the myth from the reality. An attack helicopter is a specific type of military aircraft, engineered from the ground up for combat. Unlike transport helicopters that carry troops, these machines are built to bring overwhelming firepower directly to the front line. They are armed with a deadly combination of weapons: a powerful cannon mounted under the nose, pods of unguided rockets for area saturation, sophisticated guided missiles for destroying tanks and hardened targets. Close-up of the weapon pylon of a Russian Mi-28 showing anti-tank missiles and rocket pods. They operate in the dangerous space between ground forces and high-flying jets, the nap of the earth. They fly low and use terrain for cover: hills, trees, buildings. One of their most important roles is close air support. Imagine a group of soldiers pinned down by enemy fire. A fast jet high above can drop a bomb, but risks friendly casualties. An attack helicopter can arrive, hover or fly slowly, and communicate directly with troops. Pilots use advanced sensors to identify the threat, then eliminate it with precise cannon fire or missile strikes. This rapid, responsive, and accurate support can save lives. The modern battlefield has become a far more dangerous place for helicopters. The biggest reason is the proliferation of advanced air defense systems. In the past, the main threat was simple anti-aircraft guns, early-generation missiles. Today, even small infantry units can be armed with man-portable air defense systems, man-pads, shoulder-fired missiles. They use infrared guidance or other guidance systems to home in on a helicopter's heat signature. They are relatively cheap, easy to use, and have become incredibly common in conflict zones, making low-altitude flight extremely hazardous. Beyond the threat from individual soldiers, helicopters must also contend with sophisticated, integrated air defense networks. They can detect and track aircraft from many miles away and engage them with long-range, high-speed surface-to-air missiles. Flying into an area covered by such a network is like swimming in a shark tank. Attack helicopters rely on flying low to survive, and these systems can create large no-go zones, severely limiting where and how they can operate. The rise of unmanned aerial vehicles, or drones, has added another layer of danger. Inexpensive commercial drones can spot helicopters, track their movements, relay positions to artillery or missile units. Loitering munitions can circle, turning a slow or hovering helicopter into a prime target. Despite the many threats, the attack helicopter retains powerful strengths that are difficult to replicate. The most significant of these is the human pilot in the cockpit. A trained and experienced pilot can process a chaotic and rapidly changing battlefield in a way that no current artificial intelligence can. They can make split-second ethical and tactical decisions, distinguishing between enemy combatants, civilians, identifying a fleeting opportunity to strike. This human judgment is especially critical in messy counterinsurgency fights or complex urban warfare, where the lines between friend, foe, non-combatant are often blurred and change in an instant. The unique flight characteristics of a helicopter also provide a major advantage. While a jet is defined by its speed, a helicopter is defined by its control. It can fly low and slow, matching the speed of troops on the ground. It can hover in one spot, using its advanced sensors to get a long, steady look at a target. It can use terrain like hills and buildings as cover, popping up just long enough to fire a weapon before ducking back into safety. Furthermore, attack helicopters are remarkably flexible platforms. They are flying toolboxes that can be equipped with a wide variety of weapons and sensors depending on the mission. Survivability is not just about armor. It is also about tactics and technology. Modern attack helicopters are built to withstand significant damage and keep flying. They are equipped with flares and chaff to decoy missiles and sophisticated warning systems that detect radar or laser threats. Pilots train in nap-of-the-earth flight and teamwork, creating a wolf pack. A resilient airframe, defensive systems, and smart tactics mean they are far from being easy targets. Militaries are not blind to the growing threats facing attack helicopters, and they are actively developing and deploying new technologies and tactics to ensure these aircraft can survive and succeed on the modern battlefield. One of the most important areas of adaptation is in sensors. The old mantra of see first, shoot first is more relevant than ever. New helicopters are being fitted with more powerful radars, higher resolution thermal cameras, other advanced sensors. These systems let pilots detect threats from much greater distances, giving more time to react, hide, or engage before coming under fire. In addition to better sensors, helicopters are being equipped with active defense systems. Older systems relied on passive countermeasures like flares. Newer technologies can take a more direct role in defeating threats. Soft kill systems. Directional laser jamming incoming missile guidance. Result: missile flies off course. Hard kill concepts. Small projectile intercepts and destroys incoming threat. These technologies turn the aircraft from passive target into active defender. Networking is another key area of adaptation. A lone helicopter is vulnerable. A fully networked helicopter is far more powerful and survivable. Forces digitally link helicopters with battlefield assets. Drones, jet fighters, ground troops, command centers. Small stealth drone scouts and finds a target. Drone transmits coordinates instantly to helicopter behind cover. Helicopter pops up and fires a long-range missile, then disappears back into cover. Finally, tactics continue to evolve. Pilots fly at night or in bad weather when visual detection is harder, use terrain creatively, operate in larger coordinated teams, invest in better armor, and reduce radar and infrared signatures. This constant cycle of threat and adaptation keeps the attack helicopter relevant and able to survive. Section 6. Lessons from the front lines. Recent conflicts in focus. The ongoing war in Ukraine has provided a stark and brutal lesson on the vulnerability of helicopters to modern air defenses. In the early stages of the conflict, both Russia and Ukraine suffered significant helicopter losses. The widespread availability of man-portable air defense systems and advanced surface-to-air missile systems made low-altitude operations extremely dangerous. Videos frequently surfaced showing helicopters being shot down. As a result, both sides have been forced to change their tactics. They now often employ helicopters to fire rockets from a distance in an arcing trajectory, a less accurate method that allows the aircraft to stay further away from the most intense frontline threats. The conflict has also highlighted the symbiotic and sometimes adversarial relationship between helicopters and drones. Drones are used extensively for reconnaissance, spotting targets for artillery and other weapon systems. Attack helicopters have themselves become targets for these roving drone spotters. However, helicopters have also been used to hunt and destroy enemy drones. This dynamic shows that the battlefield is not a simple case of drones replacing helicopters. Instead, it is a complex environment where different systems are used to counter each other, and where success often depends on using the right tool for the right job at the right time. In contrast, the use of attack helicopters in conflicts like those in Syria and Iraq against less sophisticated opponents tells a different story. In the fight against groups like ISIS, which lacked advanced integrated air defenses, helicopters like the AH-64 Apache and the Russian Mi-28 proved to be incredibly effective. They were able to operate with greater freedom, providing precise and devastating close air support. The 2020 Nagorno-Karabakh conflict showed drones' power, yet helicopters still contributed in complex terrain. Proving integration, not replacement, is the lesson. Section 7. The rise of the drones. A partner, not a replacement. It is easy to look at the capabilities of modern drones and conclude that they are destined to replace attack helicopters entirely. Drones offer some incredible advantages. They can loiter for many hours, even days, and strike targets with precision-guided munitions without risking the life of a pilot. They are also often significantly cheaper to procure and operate, making them accessible to more nations. However, drones also have significant limitations. Most are relatively slow and are vulnerable to being shot down if detected. They are heavily reliant on clear, uninterrupted communication links with remote pilots, and these links can be jammed, rendering the drone blind or uncontrollable. The soda straw view through a drone's camera can limit situational awareness of a complex, fast-moving battle, a problem a pilot physically present in the cockpit does not have. The true future, therefore, is not a choice between drones or helicopters, but a partnership between them. This concept is often called manned-unmanned teaming. In this model, the helicopter and the drone work together as a cohesive unit. The pilot can control one or more nearby drones directly from the cockpit, sending a drone ahead to scout, identify targets, and even lays them for a missile fired from the helicopter behind cover. This approach combines the best of both worlds: the endurance and expendability of the drone with the firepower, speed, and decision-making power of the manned helicopter. The drone becomes the helicopter's loyal and fearless scout, extending the pilot's senses. Allowing the crew to see the battlefield from multiple perspectives at once makes the helicopter far more survivable and lethal. Instead of making the attack helicopter obsolete, the rise of the drone is giving it powerful new tools for decades to come. Section 8. Looking ahead. The future of the attack helicopter. The attack helicopter of the future will likely look and function differently. The trend is toward creating faster, more survivable, more intelligent aircraft. In the United States, the Future Attack Reconnaissance Aircraft and Future Long-Range Assault Aircraft point to that direction. Although the FARA program was recently canceled, its technologies point to the future. Designs emphasize much higher speeds, longer ranges, and survivability as the driving force. Expect more stealth features to reduce radar signatures, lower infrared signatures, and advanced composites that are lighter and more damage-resistant. Active defenses, including miniature lasers to blind incoming missiles, will become standard. Onboard AI will help manage systems, identify threats, and suggest tactics, reducing crew workload. A single attack helicopter may serve as a mothership for a swarm of specialized drones, surveillance, electronic warfare, and loitering munitions, directed to dismantle defenses before exposing the aircraft. Longer-range missiles will enable standoff engagements. Directed energy research could disable sensors, defeat projectiles, or damage ground targets. The future helo is a networked hunter among sensors, shooters, and unmanned systems. Section 9. Conclusion. A changing role, not an obsolete tool. So, are attack helicopters obsolete? The answer is a clear and direct no. The myth of their obsolescence stems from a misunderstanding of their evolving role. They are certainly more at risk today than ever before. The skies are filled with threats that did not exist 30 years ago. Against a peer competitor with a sophisticated, integrated air defense system, helicopters used the old way would be suicidal. Their era as uncontested masters of the low-altitude battlefield is over. However, the reality is that they are adapting. They are not disappearing. They are changing. Core strength, delivering precise firepower in close support of ground troops. Core strength, unique flight capabilities like hovering and nap of Earth. Core strength, the critical value of a human pilot's judgment. These are capabilities drones and fast-moving jets cannot fully replicate. The key is to use them smartly, in high-threat environments as long-range missile platforms, command and control hubs for drones, and rapid reaction forces held in reserve for critical moments. The best militaries will not choose between helicopters, drones, and jets. They will use all of them together. Drones for persistent ISR, jets for deep strikes and air superiority, helicopters for crucial close work and armed reconnaissance. The helicopter is no longer the star player, but remains indispensable. The story of the attack helicopter is not over. It's the beginning of a new, more complex chapter on the battlefield.